Whether you just picked up one of these brand new 128GB Quest 2s and you're brand new to the Quest family, or you've been around for a while, today I've got some tips and tricks to help you get the most out of your Quest 2. Let's do it right now. The first thing seems obvious and maybe a little basic, but that's to wear the headset correctly. Now, there is a correct way to wear the standard strap that comes with the Quest. You're going to want to make sure that you tighten it enough in the back so that it holds snug, but not so tight so that it's leaving an indentation in your forehead. Make sure you have the strap far enough down on the back of your head to actually support the weight of the headset. If it's too far up, it'll end up putting too much weight on your cheekbones and on your face, and then it gets uncomfortable very, very quickly, trust me. I personally am not a fan of the standard strap that comes with the Quest 2. In fact, I wouldn't be exaggerating to say that I hate it. So I personally recommend getting a replacement if you can. I use the Elite strap for both of the Quests that I have, and I have not had an issue, although there is a known issue with some of them snapping on the sides. There is a 2-year warranty now. In case that was to happen, Oculus will send you a new one. I personally think that that's one of the most comfortable ways to wear the Quest is using an Elite strap, but there is also another strap that I've been testing out from Bobo VR, and that is the Bobo VR M2 head strap. It's actually very good. It's high quality. It seems very comfortable. A lot of people love this headset. It kind of comes down to preference, which you like better. I still personally use the Elite strap for myself, although the Bobo VR M2 is extremely comfortable as well. Number 2, you really want to make sure your IPD adjustment is correct. Now, I know both of these first two things are very basic and super easy, and it's said inside of the tutorial for the Quest, but some people just don't understand the importance of making sure the IPD is correct. There are 3 settings for the IPD. Definitely make sure that the IPD adjustment is correct. Otherwise, you're going to give yourself a headache and it's not going to look clear. It's going to look fuzzy, a little bit out of focus. So make sure you experiment with which one is the best. Make sure that you get the IPD adjustment correct or you'll be miserable trying to play the Quest. Number 3, the Guardian. Now, it goes through the setup for the Guardian, but I'm going to give you a quick tip right now that'll save you a lot of trouble, whether it's broken TVs, broken fingers, smashed controllers on walls, whatever it is. Make sure that you set your Guardian smaller than you think that you should. Really, you should have enough space so that your Guardian sits away from the wall so you do not get close enough to hit it even if you full swing very quickly. What happens in VR is you forget that you're swinging and there's a wall next to you, so you can smash your television, hit your wall, punch your wife. Okay, maybe that's not true, but you can hit lamps, all these different types of things. So make sure you set your Guardian to smaller than you think that you need. That way, anything outside of that doesn't accidentally get hit or broken. Speaking of the Guardian, if you go into your Quest into the settings menu and you go to Guardian, there are a few settings you can actually adjust that'll help you out while you're using your Quest. First of all, you can actually change the boundary color. You can do purple, yellow, or the blue default, which is kind of cool. And then you can also enable double tap for pass-through. What that allows you to do is actually double tap on the side of your headset with your finger or your controller, and it'll open up pass-through mode so you can see everything around you in your environment. This is extremely useful if you want to look around and see something in your room or wherever you're playing. There's also another way to do this. If you go to the quick settings, you can actually hit the little eye icon, and that'll turn pass-through home on, and that actually turns on the home environment for pass-through. Speaking of your home environment, this is a perfect segue to the next one, and that is virtual environments. You can actually change your virtual environment. There are 8 different environments you can choose from to swap through. You just have to install the one that you want and then hit apply, and it'll transport you to the new environment. There's some pretty cool ones to choose from. Cyber City is one of my personal favorites still, along with Space Station, although the Desert Terrace is pretty awesome too. Next up, let's talk about some tracking issues. The Quest has 4 inside-out tracking sensors on the outside of the Quest 2 headset, and sometimes they can run into issues. And it's actually as easy as cleaning the sensors sometimes. A microfiber cloth is very important for that. So make sure you have a good microfiber cloth to clean those sensors on the outside of the Quest from time to time, especially if you're running into tracking issues. Lighting is a huge key as well. Make sure you've got some light in that room. Don't be playing in the dark. You'll lose tracking very quickly. Try not to play in darker spaces either, because it can have tracking issues as well. Try not to play in super bright spaces either. Not necessarily artificial light, but if you're playing in sunlight, direct sunlight is a no-no anyways, but if you're playing in a room that is massively full of sunlight, sometimes it can mess it up because it just screws up the tracking. And before we move on to talk about the sun, one more thing you can use your microfiber cloth. Here's a bonus for you. Make sure you clean the lenses on the inside of your Quest, not with your shirt, with a microfiber cloth, because trust me, it'll look a lot clearer when you do that. All right, so talking about the sun, the next thing is do not use in direct sunlight. It does tell you this, but it is a bad idea to use in direct sunlight, which means it limits you from using it outside. Now, there is a kind of workaround for that. You can use it outside as long as it's not sunny. If it's overcast and there's no direct sunlight, I've used the Quest outside, or if it's dusk, you can use it outside, or if it's nighttime and it's a large open lit space, you can also use it outside. The biggest key for using your Quest outside, make sure the space that you're using it in is safe. That means don't play it in a busy parking lot or somewhere where you can hit something, walk off a cliff, get hit by a car, whatever it is. Make sure your space, please, is safe if you're going to attempt to play it outside. Next up, let's talk about sharing your experience with others. There's actually a button in the menu bar called Sharing. It's a pinkish colored icon with an arrow, and if you click that button, there are 3 different options. You can either hit Take Photo, which takes a screenshot, Record Video, which will record a video, and Cast, which allows you to cast to your mobile application, a web browser, or to a Chromecast device on your television. Sometimes it can feel a little bit lonely in VR when other people are around, so if you want to show people what you're seeing, casting is the best option. In fact, I use a Chromecast and it works beautifully. It's a lot better than it used to be, so if you're looking for a way to cast to your television, that is the best way to do it. I'll put a link to the one that I use down in the description, but you can also cast to your mobile device or to a web browser, and it's very simple to do. One quick note about getting those files for your videos and your pictures off of your Quest. You can either go into the File Explorer and share them to yourself on Facebook through Messenger, share them on Facebook for everyone to see, or now you can actually upload it to the Oculus application with the most recent update in the File Explorer as well. Alternatively, you can connect it to a PC, and then if you go in the headset and hit allow on your PC, it'll allow you to explore the files. If you go into internal shared storage and then click on the Oculus folder, and your pictures will be in screenshots and your videos will be in video shots. Just drag and drop those anywhere on your PC and you should be perfectly fine. And that leads us to our next point, voice commands. If you go into your settings tab, there is actually a section under device called voice commands. And if you click on that, it'll actually go through and allow you to set up through the tutorial for voice commands. It's pretty easy. You can either double tap on the Oculus button on your right controller, or you can actually set it up to say, hey Facebook, and that will pop up the menu listening for you to tell it what to do. You can do many things with this. Open applications, you can ask it what time it is, but you can also ask it to take a screenshot or start recording a video. Now there's also another way that you can actually access the functions in the Quest menu without your controllers, and that leads us to the next step. Make sure that you experiment with hand tracking. This isn't so much a tip as it is a reminder to try it out. If you go into your settings and then you go to device and then go to hands and controllers, under hands you'll see hand tracking. If you activate hand tracking, you can use your actual physical hands in virtual reality to control the menu. You actually pinch to select things, and it'll show you a cursor as you move your hand around. You can set it to auto switch between hands and controllers if you like. I like to leave that on because it's pretty handy. When you set your controllers down, it'll just automatically switch over to your hands. Sometimes it takes just a second, but if that is off, you can actually go to your quick settings, tap on quick settings, and then hit the hand tracking icon, and it'll switch over to hand tracking. Make sure you give this a shot because there are several amazing games, including some free experiences that you can check out for hand tracking. It's a wonderful experience and it continues to get better and better, so make sure you check out hand tracking on your Quest 2. Next up, don't sleep on AppLab games. I'm actually working on a video for all the best free games on the Quest platform, and a lot of them exist in AppLab. AppLab is a separate section of the Quest store. It's a place where you can actually find a ton of other games, both paid and free, that don't exist within the Quest store itself. You do not need a PC to access these games. They just cannot be found within the actual Quest store in the app or in the headset. Unless you search for them by name, you can actually do that, but the best way to find them is by using a directory website. There are a few different websites you can actually go to. I have one called questapplab.com. It's kind of in flux right now. You can still go there. I have a new update coming very soon. Or go to sidequestvr.com and you can check out all the AppLab stuff there as well. Last on our list, if you have a PC that's capable of playing VR games, make sure you play PC VR wirelessly for the ultimate experience. This is a no-brainer, and if you have a gaming PC, you probably bought the Quest with this in mind, but you can use either AirLink or Virtual Desktop to play wireless VR games from your PC on your Quest 2, and it's freaking revolutionary. If you're looking to play PC VR games but don't want a cable keeping you down, then the Quest 2 is the way to do it using either AirLink or Virtual Desktop. There you go. There are some tips and tricks to hopefully help you get the most out of your Oculus Quest 2. Out of this list, what did I miss? Please let me know down in the comments so everyone else can check the comments and get what you think is the top tip for Quest 2 usage so you can get the most out of the platform. If you want to continue to get the most out of your Quest and your Quest 2, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down there and the bell icon for notifications. And you can check out even more of my videos right over there. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and happy questing.